Justin Bieber's world seems to be unraveling, and at the heart of it is the growing distance between him and his wife, Hailey. Insiders say she's completely ghosted him, emotionally and physically checked out. She's reportedly stopped wearing her wedding ring altogether, a subtle move, but one fans noticed immediately. To many, it looked like a quiet scream, "I'm done." And honestly, it might be true. Hailey's tired of being painted as the villain every time Justin spirals, and according to sources close to her, she's no longer interested in carrying that weight. But it's not just emotional withdrawal. There are whispers she's even spoken with legal counsel about drastic next steps. Some fans are tossing around the word conservatorship, but let's be real, that's a heavy move, and there's no concrete proof she's headed down that road. Still, the tension's rising. Hailey's frustration is boiling over, and Justin, well, he's unraveling right in front of us. In the middle of this emotional storm, Justin Bieber did something no one expected. He reached out to Britney Spears. Yeah, that Britney. The pop icon who spent over a decade trapped in a conservatorship, battling both personal demons and the crushing weight of fame. Sources say Justin's been leaning on her lately, hoping to find someone, anyone, who actually gets it. And let's be honest, if there's one person who knows what it feels like to break under public pressure, it's Britney. Reports claim she's been more than just a listening ear. She's been taking his calls, offering support, and even mentoring him through this emotional freefall. It's wild to think about. Two of the most famous faces of the 2000s, both struggling behind the scenes, finding comfort in each other's chaos. But maybe it makes sense. Fame isolates you. And for Justin, someone like Britney might be the only person alive who truly understands how dark it can get at the top. But the connection with Britney isn't the only headline grabbing attention. Things were about to take an even more disturbing turn. It started with one photo. Justin, drenched in sweat, eyes hollow, captioned with a single word, detoxing. No explanation, no context, just a snapshot that set off a tidal wave of speculation. Detoxing from what? That's the million-dollar question. Some fans assumed it was a wellness cleanse, maybe something physical. But others weren't buying it. The look in his eyes, the weight behind that word, it didn't scream green juice and yoga. It felt darker. Theories exploded across social media. Was it substances? Was he trying to flush out years of emotional damage? Or was this a desperate cry for help from someone unraveling? Whatever the case, it painted a picture of someone reaching a breaking point. And with Hailey still giving him the cold shoulder, fans began connecting dots. Erratic posts, emotional outbursts, and now a detox. It wasn't just a cleanse. It felt like survival. And then came the moment that made everyone stop and ask, is Justin Bieber really okay? Then came the outburst. In a moment that spread like wildfire online, Justin lashed out. "Don't do this to me. I don't know who's paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the one." His voice cracked, his energy spiraled, and for many watching, it felt eerily familiar. The paparazzi, the cameras, the pressure. It was déjà vu. Almost identical to the final public breakdowns Britney Spears had before she was placed under conservatorship. The footage didn't look like a celebrity caught off guard. It looked like someone unraveling in real time. Fans were shaken, not just by the words, but by how raw and unfiltered they were. "Stop provoking me. I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man." That wasn't a media-trained pop star speaking. It was someone desperately trying to hold on to his identity as everything around him slipped away. And suddenly, people weren't just talking about drama, they were talking about danger. But that moment in front of the cameras, it was just the beginning, because what Justin did next sent the internet into a frenzy. As if things weren't already spiraling, a new photo surfaced. Justin, holding his baby in one arm and a lip blunt in the other. It wasn't staged, it wasn't hidden. Just raw, unfiltered reality. And the internet? It exploded. It wasn't the weed that had people talking. Justin's never exactly hidden his love for it. The issue was the setting. A baby in one hand, smoke in the air, and a father looking more disconnected than ever. Comment sections lit up with outrage. How much secondhand smoke is that kid breathing in? This isn't just reckless. It's sad. Even longtime fans couldn't defend it, and just like that, concern shifted from Justin's mental health to his parenting. People weren't just worried he was spiraling, they were starting to wonder if he even recognized the damage being done around him. The man once idolized by millions now looked completely lost, not just as an artist, but as a husband and father. But while Justin faced mounting judgment, Hailey wasn't exactly getting a pass either. While Justin was facing backlash for his personal choices, Hailey stepped right into the firestorm herself. And this time, it was all because of a lip gloss. Not the product itself, but how she chose to sell it. Her brand Rhode dropped a flashy new waist chain, a piece of body jewelry designed to hold a tiny lip gloss tube. Sounds harmless? Until people realized it looked exactly like a tampon holder. The internet wasted no time dragging it. Memes exploded. You by Kotex. Yes, the actual tampon brand, even jumped into the mix. But what started as a joke turned serious fast. Critics began pointing out that waist chains like these have deep cultural roots in African and Egyptian communities, tied to tradition, identity, and even spirituality. To some, Hailey was doing what influencers always get accused of, taking sacred designs and turning them into shiny fashion statements. Accusations of cultural appropriation poured in, and just like that, her trendy product became a symbol of tone-deaf branding. Another celebrity profiting off culture without acknowledging where it came from, as is the topic. But as the backlash hit both of them from every direction, the timing of their next move left fans completely stunned. With their marriage under fire and public scrutiny at an all-time high, the last thing anyone expected was this.
Father shouting, "There is not clear pastoral time."
Reports claiming Justin and Hailey are eager for baby number 2, just 9 months after welcoming their first. On paper, it sounds like a couple building a future, but behind the scenes, it's chaos. Hailey reportedly suffered a postpartum hemorrhage after the birth of their son, a serious life-threatening complication. And now, with Justin allegedly spiraling and emotionally unavailable, fans are asking the obvious. Why now? Why plan another child when their foundation looks ready to crack? Even more alarming, Justin is still rumored to owe millions to Scooter Braun, raising financial red flags about how stable things really are. Some fans are calling it distraction parenting, rushing into something beautiful to avoid confronting everything that's falling apart. And others think it's just another attempt at damage control. Because let's be honest, if this was a love story, it wouldn't feel this heavy. Justin recognized the beginning in power, but for those watching closely, there might be one more reason behind Justin's breakdown, and it involves an old flame he thought he left in the past. Beneath all the chaos, one theory keeps resurfacing, and it hits a nerve. Some fans believe Justin's downward spiral began the moment Selena Gomez went public with Benny Blanco. Not just because it's Selena, but because Benny used to be Justin's friend. That twist, it stings. Even if Justin's no longer in love with Selena, the emotional baggage is undeniable. They shared nearly a decade of off-and-on love, breakups, public drama, and unresolved wounds. So when fans saw her glowing next to Benny, someone from Justin's inner circle, it wasn't just about romance. It was about betrayal, about loss, and maybe regret. Combine that with his balding, erratic posts, the sudden name change to Lil Bieber, and the chaotic rebranding, it's giving early midlife crisis. It's giving crash out. Some fans have even compared it to Kanye's early social unraveling, and now they're begging Hailey to protect herself and their child before things get worse. So with a crumbling marriage, public breakdowns, and emotional ghosts returning, is this just a rough patch? Or is Justin Bieber dangerously close to losing everything? Justin Bieber's not just facing a bad week or a messy headline. He's battling a perfect storm. Fame fatigue, marriage breakdown, emotional instability, financial pressure, and an identity crisis unfolding in real time. From erratic detox posts to public outbursts, from smoking around his child to leaning on Britney Spears for support, it all paints the picture of a man who's not just lost, but drowning. And while some fans still hope this is just a phase, others see the writing on the wall. He's no longer the teen heartthrob with the perfect hair and the platinum records. He's a father, a husband, and possibly a man one step away from losing it all. Hailey's silence speaks volumes. The public is watching. And the comparisons to Britney Spears, they're not just dramatic. They're starting to feel real. So the question isn't just, is Justin okay? It's how long before something irreversible happens?